Hi Taurus, I'm Jude. Welcome to your weekly reading. Taurus, this is a reading for the week of the 5th of May, Taurus season. Happy birthday to you, Taurus people. I hope it's a great celebration for you and congratulations on a birthday. I always like birthdays. All right, let's get going. If you're happy to subscribe, I really appreciate that because it does help the channel, so thank you. But let's get underway. Judgment says there's a big wake-up call here, Taurus, a massive choice point. One that you're kind of looking at and going, and you know when you know. There's a feeling of, am I going to repeat a pattern or am I going to choose a different path? And the Strength card underneath the deck is calling you to be brave as you consider this. I want to peek. Yep. Under the Aries, the Magician. I could feel it. These are all big cards. And it's like, what do you really want to call in here? Because there's an opportunity to do things differently, I feel. And, you know, it's like you know that it's a wake-up call. You know, you just know. And you're like, oh, I know. What am I going to do? So it is a choice. It's a big one. Yes, 7 of Cups, the card of choice, as I said that. The Devil card, yes. Are you going to repeat an old pattern or are you choosing something different? Are you breaking free? 2 of Cups. Now, I think one of the air signs had this as well. I think it might have been Gemini. Maybe have a look at the Gemini reading and see if it resonates for you. Interesting. Wow. King of Swords. Taurus, you're very clear and logical about this. King of Swords is like, yeah, I've thought this through. I've looked at the facts. I've looked at the truth. And I'm going to be very strategic about this. You've got 2 kings. So you're being encouraged to use wisdom and stability this is the challenge. This tricky energy where we can get caught in old patterns, old loops of behavior. We can unwittingly get caught in toxic relationships. It could be a pattern within ourselves. It might be someone around us. But because we've got the 2 of Cups, I feel it's about a relationship somewhere in your life. That doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. You know, we can have friendships and work relationships, business relationships, all sorts of dynamics. But the challenge this week is to see this. These are both cards that are encouraging you, Taurus, to have a wake up. Not saying you haven't been. That's just what these cards would say. Wake up and see this. See what it is you're actually in. Because there's an opportunity to change it, should you want to. And that's the choice that's sitting here. A King of Swords could also be a lawyer or someone who can give you some guidance, some wisdom to navigate through, because this choice is here. And the 7 of Cups says we've got to get through the emotional aspects of this, which is interesting because the King of Swords thinks about things from a very logical point of view. And the 7 of Cups says the challenge of this is that our emotions, that's what the grey cloud is about. Our emotions can come in and fog our thinking because we get all emotional and then we lose our logic sometimes. Not always, but that's the challenge here. So it's about a wake-up call and seeing something with a lot of clarity so that as you recognise there's a choice, you can use your clear thinking to work through it rather than getting caught in the emotional entanglement of it. I'm not saying don't have emotions, because we all can have them. That's just what I'm seeing in that card. Because there is the potential for something to end here. Now, that is an end to an old pattern, perhaps, or an old way of behaving. It might be the completion of something. If you choose to close something off and walk away, that might be. Remember, you have free will. You choose what you're doing. But in this card, the World card says there's an ending. Now, it might be an end to that pattern. For instance, if this was a pattern within ourselves, it can talk about addictions. And you might have recognised, perhaps you work a lot of hours, or maybe there's something within you that you think, yeah, that's not, I'm doing that. Maybe every night you watch a streaming service for 10 hours, and maybe that's okay. I'm not judging anything here. But sometimes it's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that so much. It's like an awareness of something. And with that clarity, we get the option to choose. And you use your free will to choose. Do I want to work 100 hours a week, or will I work 40? Do I want to go to the gym 4 times a day, or will I just go 4 times a week? Or am I seeing something in a relationship around me and I want to change that? Because there's an opportunity to end an old pattern that's had you a bit stuck and change, should you choose to. Because the King of Pentacles says this is Taurian energy at its best. You know, you're stable, you're balanced, you're abundant, you're generous, you're kind, family, garden, finances, practical things. Very solid. And with the Two of Cups and the Ace of Wands, it does feel like there's abundance and sharing and love and new inspiration here to move forward. So it's like there's an opportunity, a recognition of an unhealthy pattern somewhere. And through clear thinking, perhaps some guidance, you have an opportunity to do things differently. Yeah. Should you choose to? We're all, it's hard enough to make my own changes, isn't it? Sometimes, you know, you think, wow. Let's have a look at what the wisdom, the guidance from Spirit is for you, Taurus. Yeah. Under the deck, the Devil card again. It's a revelation of a pattern that's maybe had you a bit stuck, not for your highest good. And it's like a wake up to this. It's something you've previously been unaware of with the Eight of Swords. And it's had you a bit stuck. And the Three of Pentacles says there's an opportunity to build anew, build, recreate, build from the ground up again. And it's really stable and positive and kind of like laying a new foundation somewhere in your life, Taurus. Once you've seen this, that Devil card, yeah, you get clear. All right, have a beautiful week. Bye from me, and I'll see you next time.